Hello friends, this is mz4250, and in this video I will be 3D modeling an Aurumvorax. An Aurumvorax is a creature from the Forgotten Realms. It is a gold-eating subterranean creature. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and basically model this creature by using the block method. And then we're going to pretty much go from there. We're going to do some rigging, maybe some sculpting, but we'll see how I feel when this is done. This model, just so you guys know, is part of a Patreon request. If you're interested in supporting my Patreon, the link will be at the bottom of this video. But I have a request board where every Friday and whenever I have time, I basically model whatever 3D printable miniature request there is. So yeah, so this is going to be one of those models. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So I have this basic organic sphere here that I just imported. I'm going to go and press Alt-J. Oh, let me turn on my key command so you guys know what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see here. Alright. And looks like there we go. There it is. Alright. Anyway, so what I did before was I pressed Alt-J, and that's what got rid of all of the extra triangulation. And yeah, so let's go to normal, global. Let's go ahead and get a source image in here. So I'm just going to drag this down right here, get a nice source image. Let's go to image editor, and let me deselect this object, make sure there's nothing selected. I'm going to open the image that I downloaded, the Aurumvorax. Kind of dog, fox looking thing. Gonna lock this right here just like that, so that way it doesn't change. And now we're just gonna go ahead and work on this guy. So this is a canine looking animal. It's got a lot of legs. So let's go ahead and basically take this cube or this sphere, and we're just gonna shrink it down just a little bit. It's supposed to be a small creature too, so this is gonna be a very tiny print when this is done. Anyway, also I have my Twitch live stream going on right now, so I will be occasionally chatting with people when they show up on my stream. Anyway, so let me go over here. Let's go ahead and combine these two, join. Now let's take these things right here. Gonna delete faces. I'm gonna grab these. Then we're gonna go ahead and mesh edges, bridge edge loops. Now we're gonna go ahead and press Control R right there. And scroll up my little mouse. Like that. Now let's go ahead and bring these up a little bit. Just thicken these up. That is correct, Siri. It will definitely eat you in your sleep. Okay, so we got the most basic shape down. Let's go ahead and add some more geometry to this guy. So we're just going to go over here. We're going to press the subdivide tool. Let me just lower the size of this thing over here. It's kind of weird. And alright, subdivide, and we're going to go smooth vertex. That should be enough extra geometry. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and start building some limbs. And we're going to work on the head last. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's build a geometry for the neck right now. Why not? So what we're doing is building the most basic geometry right now for this creature. So really just, you know, messing with the most basic geometry and just extruding and moving things around and, you know, just really basic stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to avoid creating too many details though, because if you make the details too early and you don't get the proportions right, you're going to have some problems later on. So right now we're just getting the most basic geometry down. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and continue working on these proportions. So let me just grab all of this. Smooth vertex one more time. Grow outward. Delicious coffee. So yeah, today's gonna be a nice day. I am looking forward to just making some nice art. And I got my Twitch stream going on right now, so I got some company while I do this, so yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good day. Alright, I think we're pretty good when it comes to the amount of geometry that I need, so let's go ahead and cut this thing in half. And then we're gonna go from there. Looks like I cut it in half pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. I'm gonna go to the mirror function right over here. And with the mirror function, or the mirror modifier, anything that happens on this side is gonna happen on this side like that. See? It looks like it's not perfectly linked together though, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over here, go to the merge limit, and we're just with the right mouse button, we're just gonna, hold on a second. Bring that number up until it merges. And it looks like I did. Cool. So let's go ahead and make some limbs now. So it's a very interesting character or creature, this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select the geometry that's going to be the basis for the limbs. And then we're going to go from there. So this is going to be for that limb. This will be for that limb. This will be for that limb. And this will be for that limb. Which means I need to move things over just a smidge. Seems like a lot of geometry. I might actually need to shrink this guy down a little bit. I want to make sure that I have the right amount. Based off of what I'm seeing, I may need to either lengthen this guy up or shrink him down. Yeah, it looks like I need to shrink him down. Alright, so let's get rid of this edge right here. Dissolve edges. And then we're just gonna bring him in a little bit. Okay, now that we got that done, let's go ahead and start getting the base mesh ready. So what we're going to do is basically create a bunch of spears inside the body itself that will eventually extrude into the limbs that we need. Okay. Now that we got that done, now we're going to grab all of this geometry and we're going to just bring it outward. ahead and select normals right here. And then we're just gonna bring it all down just like that. I should be doing it on the other side. Okay, now that we got that done, we're gonna go ahead and increase the height of this geometry here. Just like that. Okay. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and extrude some limbs. Okay. So, looks like it's got a shoulder, limb that goes down, then a foot. Not sure how this thing walks. Yeah, whatever. It's not really my place to judge on the geometry of a creature, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and select this one more time. What we're going to do is we're going to just angle it downward too, because it looks like it's a little too forward, or a little too upward. So we're just going to angle it down just a smidge like that. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and start making some limbs. So, given how these limbs are kind of uniform, I think I'm just gonna copy paste, just duplicate the limbs and then just basically duplicate, extrude, duplicate. Nothing really crazy. But yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make one really good limb and then just duplicate it onto the other side. And I'll show you how to do that. Because I'm here to model, but I'm also here to show you how it's done. That's why I do my live streams. So how many toes does this guy have? 5 toes. That could be a problem. Not a serious problem, but sort of a problem since my geometry is based off of 4 here. Well, whatever. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so I'm just gonna do a little split right there. That's not what I wanted. I don't want this split to go all the way around, so let me get rid of that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to select, let's see here. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select that geometry. I'm going to press subdivide, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a split. Now it doesn't go across the entire body. Alright, now that we got that done, let's go ahead and fix up this geometry. So now we have 5. Go to global, shrink it forward. Then we're going to go ahead and even out this geometry so it's a little more uniform. So that looks like that's about the right distance width-wise. Go ahead and just move these around like so. And it looks like it's got a bit of a circular pattern going forward, so let's keep that in mind. So some folks are probably going to ask, hey, why aren't you using Blender 2.8? The reason why I don't use Blender 2.8 is because there's no point to it right now. The modeling that I'm doing, as you can see, is very basic modeling that you can pull off with any 3D modeling program. And if I upgrade to 2.8, I'll have to learn a new process and all that stuff. And I do plan on upgrading to 2.8. Let's just get that straight. I will upgrade. But for right now, there's really no rush. Also, they made 2.81 already, so clearly they're still working on it. But yeah, since there's no real rush, I'm not gonna stress about it right now. So that's why I have not done the big upgrade yet. But don't worry, I will. As soon as my laptop dies and I need to get a replacement, as soon as I have a justifiable reason to get 2.8, I will get it. So, hope that answers your question, folks, because I get that every time I stream. Well, maybe you stopped asking this, Siri, but other folks have not. So, but I will upgrade. It will happen. It is known, Khaleesi. But yeah, this is nice. Just making a happy Aurumvorax, his happy claws. Sick doing a little bit of happy extrusion work right now. It's nice. That's true. All Game of Thrones memes do make people sad. Sorry about that. Just grab his happy face here and do a little bit of a happy extrusion right here. Then we're just gonna go ahead and make ourselves a nice foot, just like that. And I think it's quite a beautiful foot. It's quite beautiful indeed. But you know what else is beautiful? All you people watching right now. Alright, we're almost done with making this happy foot. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate this and bring it on over to the other side. Just like that. That's nice. Look at that. That looks great. Okay, so that's one foot. Now that we got that foot done, let's see what other geometry I need to do before I duplicate it over. So it looks like he's got some fur coming out of the side right over here. Let's see here. So now that I've did my footwork, don't really have anything else to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete these extra vertices that aren't needed anymore. Okay. Dissolve vertices. I don't need you anymore either, so I'm just gonna get rid of you right now. Dissolve edges. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go in here. And now we're just gonna do some minor extrusion work right here. Just like that. Now, initially I was thinking about doing some sculpting, but given how small this thing is, it's probably going to be pointless to throw in sculpting after this model has been created. So, might nix that, but yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's one pretty decent looking limb. Let's see what else is there that I need to do. Well, how about this? Let's go ahead and add our subdivision modifier. Let's go and make this smooth, and then let's see how it's looking. I guess it could use a little more detail right down here, so let's go over here and tighten up this gloss just a smidge. Now we're going to go ahead and grab the geometry for the these things and go to normals. We're going to bring it up just a little bit. Okay. That looks like a pretty good looking foot. Now let's make sure the proportions are correct, because it looks like it's a little big. It's a little big for the body. And yeah, it is, but not by much. We're just gonna grab the foot geometry, and then we're just gonna shrink it down just a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and, you know, basically just duplicate these limbs and move them over. So we're just going to go ahead and grab this geometry and we're just going to duplicate. So duplicate like that. So this is not going to be a fun model to rig up, I could tell you that much. But it's okay. It looks like the claws are kind of digging right under this guy's feet, which means that the body needs to be elongated a little bit. So we're going to go back a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're just going to increase the length of the body. Okay, that's better. All right. Looks like I got everything. Duplicate. Alrighty. Now we're going to go in here, we're going to select each of these faces. We're just going to delete them. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and merge these vertices together. So the easiest way to do this is actually just get rid of this geometry right here. And then just select these edges and then just bridge the edge loops. And it'll basically recreate that geometry pretty accurately. See? Just like that. Alright, now that we got that part done, let's go ahead and start working on the other details, like his head. Alright, so first things first, let's make sure that the geometry is the right size and shape. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this side of his head and move it out just a little bit. So he does have like a fox kind of look going on for him. So once again, the trick, of course, to do this right is to, first and foremost, make sure that the most basic geometry is correct before you start getting into the details. And so far, it looks like we're doing an okay job with that. Okay. Now, I don't really need to bring out any further geometry outside of the head, so I'm going to go ahead and subdivide this. That way, the extra geometry that I'm creating right now doesn't affect the rest of the body. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and make this eye. Now, the best way to make eyes is to just basically draw it onto the geometry itself, and then extrude inward. Hello there, Lord of Feet. Thank you for stopping by today. For those of you who are tuning in right now, I am currently working on a request from a patron. I have a request board on my Patreon, and on the request board, I pretty much model whatever folks ask for. Well, within reason, of course. If I end up getting really weird stuff, I have a right to say no. Although so far I haven't really gotten anything weird. Okay. Yeah, if you say so, Lord of Feet. Silly. But once again, I do have the right to say no. So yes, you definitely can make a weird request. Absolutely. Will that actually be made, though? I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. So, when it comes to this mouth, I'm envisioning, nothing too complicated. Just its mouth being, I'm gonna go with closed. Just a closed mouth. Looks like it's growling, you know. Kind of an upset-looking animal. Alright, I'm gonna go to sculpt mode real fast, and I'm gonna just build up right down here. Get that nice jawline. Okay. We got that done. Let's go ahead and bring this up. And it's gonna go for like a growl, you know? Grr. Okay, he's looking pretty funny looking. Okay, let's add a little bit of detail on the side of his face real fast. Now I might do some sculpting after all when this is done, but we'll see. Don't want to get too deep in the weeds with this character, because as I said before, this is going to be a small creature, so it's only so much point to adding the extra details as needed. May need to shrink the head down a little bit. Nah, one thing at a time. Okay, I think we've done enough on the mirror function. We're gonna have to start doing some individual geometry work now. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Alright, so thank you, mirror function. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and fix some things. For instance, it looks like his head is a little too wide, so we're gonna have to fix that right now. Okay. And then it's also a little too big. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make this nose happen. Let's give him a little canine nose, nothing too fancy. Okay. Nice little canine nose. Add that little divot in there real fast. Now let's go ahead and make him look like he's growling. Shrink it in just a little bit. Then extrude inward. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab this. Actually, there's a trick that you can do to still mess with the geometry on both sides. That's the X mirror function. And pressing X mirror does that, basically. So we're gonna go ahead and make this guy look like he's growling. Like, grrr. Okay, so we got that part done. Now that I was able to make the nose and you know, do the geometry that I needed for that, it's actually acceptable now to go ahead and bring back the mirror function. Since I got those basic things done that I needed. And the reason why I would bring back the mirror function is because I want to work on the teeth, but I need to work on teeth on both sides. So once again, you just press the B button, cut this guy in half. Okay. Delete, and then do it again. It's pretty normal to go back and forth like this, you know. Alright, so let's go ahead and make some teeth. Now there is a possibility that this teeth will not even show up when I print this FDM-wise because it's so small, but we'll see. Maybe the patron owns a resin printer or something. But I will bring the teeth in like that far, that way it's a little exaggerated, but at least it shows up. Now, this isn't going to be exactly anatomically accurate amounts of teeth. Some teeth will not show up. But it'll be there. Okay, apparently you really want teeth. Alright. I'm sure you are. Alright. Now that we got the teeth done, let's see what else we can mess with. I guess because, I don't know, he's so fluffy. Alright, I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and apply the mirror again. Now let's go ahead and add a nice big fluffy tail. First things first, of course, he's got to have a butt. Gotta have a butt. Turn on the symmetry lock. Yes, he did. Alright, and then with this geometry, this is what we're going to use to make the tail. Nice big poofy tail. Okay. So many little tricks getting the geometry to look the same all around. It's fun. Alrighty, let's get ourselves a nice poofy tail. ourselves a nice big floofy tail. Let's go ahead and add a little geometry right here. Then we're going to go ahead and select all of this geometry on the inside. We're going to subdivide it. Then we're going to add a lot of geometry throughout this entire tail. Just all over the place. And then we're going to use my randomize function, and we're going to go ahead and, make the floofiness complete. Boop, 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 boop. And there you go. Nice floofy tail. Alright, so he's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and position the legs now, and then we're going to move on from there. Delicious. So first things first, let's make sure he's the right size. So let me import a small creature marker. Import STL. Size markers, small creature. Alright. Yep, this is going to be one tiny print. Yeah, this is going to be really small. Looks like I got to bring his chest down a little bit. Let's go do that right now. Okay. Now that we got that part done, let's go ahead and... Hey, cat. Let's go ahead and position him. Yep, he is a small creature, so halfling size is correct. And it looks like I got a special guest here. It's my cat. Hey, kitty. Thanks for stopping by. So, let's go ahead and position these limbs. So, there's two ways of doing this. I either geometrically modify the model, or I make a skeleton and then I modify the model. And it's work, but I'm gonna have to go with making a skeleton and then just having to deal with the geometry overlapping each other. I mean, both methods are gonna lead to a lot of work, so regardless, it's just gonna be what it is. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and save this real fast. I'm gonna go ahead and then save this as Aurumvorax pre-rigged. So the good thing about making a rig though is that if somebody wanted to animate this later, as you know, I do supply the Blender files. If somebody wants to animate this later, then I did all the groundwork that was needed, and you can just take it from there. So, you know, it's kind of nice. Oh, looks like the armature automatically starts over there for some reason. Looks like I moved my origin out of the way. Oops. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a nice skeleton for this Aurumvorax. First I gotta make sure that it's, you know, right on line with the center of it. That looks about right. Okay. Oh dear. Huh. Weird. Oh, 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. My phone was buzzing in the other room, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an emergency. But no, just my phone was buzzing because I got a new patron, so yay! As soon as I finish this model, I'll need to message them the introductory message that has a link to all of my files. Since that's what I offer my patrons, is as you know, all of my files are free, but it can be hard to find them all. So what I offer my patrons is access to my Google Drive with all of my files. So it's pretty convenient. Hey kitty. Aww. My cat just gave me some kitty kisses. Aww. You're so cute, kitty. Well, I'll tell you as soon as I finish this model. But, yeah, I can't really tell you right now. I just got a new patron by the name of Philip Rogers. Thank you very much there, Philip. I appreciate it. So yeah, if folks want to support my efforts while I make this art, they're more than welcome to join up. But regardless of whether they join up or not, my artwork is always free. Always free. I'm going to be going to PAX Unplugged in 2 weeks. I'm very excited. Nice. Well, NRE Carfax, if I see you, I will give you a sticker. Because I have lots of stickers I need to give out. Just follow me on Twitter and you'll get updates as to where I am and what I'm doing. Cool. One more limb to go, or limbs. Whew. All right, finally. So now that we got that done, let's go ahead and save. We're gonna go save this as file, save as, and then I'm just gonna write rigged, or just get rid of the pre. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and select this, select that, press Control P with automatic weights, and then there you go, it is rigged. Now we're gonna have to make sure that this is, properly weighted. So let's go ahead and check it out. So select the skeleton, go to pose mode, and let's look at the damage. Hey kitty, good morning. Let's see here. Oh, not bad actually. Cool. Alright. Well, that's good. So let's go ahead and start posing this guy. Alright, so the shoulders, one shoulder forward, one shoulder back. Coming in for an angry attack. We're gonna go for like a crouched look, you know. It's like, this means that the geometry is gonna have to be brought down completely. Good morning. Probably exaggerate the pose just a little bit more. Alright. Yes, this is the first model of the day. Yeah, I saw that they made a Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons adventure. I'm sure it's really funny. Oh God, Rick is a DM. Jesus. First off, it's bad enough that he's, you know, basically a psychopath. But him being the DM. I love you, baby. And that's my lovely wife, who is amazing. No, you're right. He is. Yes, there's no beating around the bush. He's a bad person. Pretty basic. Anybody who thinks otherwise, there might be something wrong with that person. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, probably. I think that's part of the joke. Sorry. Alright, so let's bring this guy down a smidge to like right there. Now let's just make sure the geometry is touching the toes, or touching the ground. Nice. Yeah, I heard that the comic was pretty funny. I might check that out someday. Okay, looks like we got ourselves some decent looking limbs. Alrighty, I think we're pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and save this as save as posed. Alrighty. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and apply the armature. And then keep the transform. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that skeleton since I don't really need it now. Let's go ahead and bring us back down. And now the last little detail that we're gonna throw on is we're just gonna fix some of the geometry that got a little messed up right around the limbs. Hey, Boo.
Coffee?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. My baby loves me. Okay, just fixing those limbs. And then I guess the last detail I'll do is I'll just throw in some scruffiness on top. So let's go ahead and screw it. We're gonna get into the sculpting mode, because why not? Save. And then let's go ahead and save as. And we're going to go with Aurumvorax sculpted. Okay. Now, so some folks, they like to sculpt and then do the rigging, but sometimes doing the sculpting and then the rigging can lead to the model crashing, and that's not fun. So let's so I went ahead and did it the other way around. So anyway, let's go ahead and add ourselves a matte cap. Shading, matte cap. That way I can see a little better what I'm doing. Then let's go ahead and increase geometry by a smidge. I'm going to go ahead and apply the subdivision surface. And then we're going to go to sculpt mode. We're going to go ahead and turn on Dintopu. Increase this parameter to a 6. And then we're going to sculpt away. We're just going to, you know, make lots of geometry. Okay. First step in Dintopu geometry sculpting is to build your palette. So what we're doing is we're going around the entire model and we're just adding extra geometry. Some areas I won't need to do this. For instance, I think that the tail looks pretty fine. Alrighty, now let's get the snake hook. We'll increase its parameter by just a smidge. Now we're just going to draw some hair. Let me get rid of the mirror function. Increase, decrease its power by a smidge. Now we're just going to Thanks, baby.
I would give it a minute.
Thanks.
Actually, literally to the point of like, give it a minute.
Okay. Yeah, you know what, I don't really like how that came out. I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Okay. Let's turn on symmetry lock again. And let's add add some lines. What we're doing is we're basically just drawing some fur texture on this creature. Alright. So far he's looking okay. Yeah, now it's just a pretty chill motion of just basically adding a little bit of texture here and there. Not too difficult. In fact, this is probably the most relaxing part of this entire process. Okay, he's looking pretty good. Okay. I guess the last detail I'm going to do is just really draw up the hair right up here. And that should probably do it. Okay. Let me try one more time my little snake hook trick and see if it comes out a little better this time. Might not, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a little better this time. Alright, I think that's enough. To be honest, I'm kind of delving into the weeds a little bit there. Only a resin printer could possibly pick up something like that. There's no guarantee that the patron who requested this is going to have a resin printer, so we shall see. Alright, either way, I think it looks pretty cute. I guess the last little detail I should is just just a little bit inside his nozzle right here. And then we are done. All right. Alright, I think we're good. It's delving a little too into the weeds there. Alrighty, so we got ourselves our first model of the day, which is this Aurumvorax. In case anybody is wondering why I made this, because I have some new viewers on, this was part of a Patreon request, because right now on my Patreon I have a request board, and this is how I create these things, is I go off of the requests of my patrons. So anyway, this guy looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and prep him for printing, and that's going to be the next portion of this model. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's do a quick render real fast, see how it looks in the 3D view, so people can see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, and rendered. He's cute. It's a little bright though. Let me just bring this light up a little bit and that'll take care of that. There you go. Yeah, he's kind of cute. I guess the last thing that I could do real fast is let me go back into sculpt mode. Let me just add a little more creases around his eyes. Just a little bit. Alright, that's a little better. This looked a little weird. Alright, object mode. Let's do that again. He's a puppy. 8-legged puppy. There you go. I like him. I think he's cute. Alright. So, yeah. Pretty cute. Yeah, I'll go with the other view. Right there. Alright. I like him. A puppy that eats gold, exactly. But yeah, there he is, the Aurumvorax. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So let's go ahead and save this real fast. Let's go ahead and export the model. Export.stl. Aurumvorax. Here we go. Aurumvorax. Cool. I'm gonna turn off my key of reading for a second there. Anyway, so now that we got that done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and test the model out in Windows 3D Builder and Windows, and then Cura, just to make sure it's FDM friendly. So let me just save this image real fast. Okay, let's go ahead and open up Windows 3D Builder. Okay, load object. Aurumvorax. Okay, import model. No errors. Very nice. Very nice. Yep, no errors. Seems like he's okay. Okay, that's good. Alright, next let's go ahead and load him up in Cura real fast. Let's go ahead and, sorry, get rid of all these objects. Don't need them. File, open files, Aurumvorax. Okay. Thank you very much, Kings Valley Forge. I'm happy that you like him. Okay, let's see how he looks in FDM. So you lose the tip of the ears a little bit. You also don't get to see many claws, but all in all, it looks like he will print okay in FDM. Cool. I would print him on his side. It just makes life a little bit easier rather than as is. Only reason being is that if you print this guy, the supports are going to be kind of a pain in the butt to remove from under the body, so it's a lot easier to do it from the side or upside down. Anyway, okay, looks like he's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and load this guy online. But yeah, this was a fun model to make, so there you go. Alrighty, well I guess that's that. Let me go and load them up online. I will post a link to the file as well as everything else that I posted in the bottom in the comments. So thank you very much, YouTube, for tuning in, and I will see you guys when I see you. Alrighty, and stop recording.